All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Farmstead. Welcome back to Minor League Esports, presented by APM Music. I am still Leechy. Thank goodness I'm still joined by Fallen. And don't reset your monitors. This is not quite a repeat of the game that you just saw. It is the same teams. It is the Bulls against the Spectre. And similar league positions, which we will get into in just a second, but rung down in terms of our competitive divisions. This is now going from Champion League down to the Academy League. One step down in terms of rank, hopefully not any steps down in terms of overall excitement.
Yeah, in terms of the Academy League, they're sort of the underrated dark horse of quality storylines, and especially with these two teams, there's so many good stories coming into this matchup from both divisions, specifically the Volcanic and the Mystic for the Bulls and the Spectre respectively. There's so much to talk about. I'll let you get into it.
Looking at these two teams, the Bulls, the AL Bulls are looking a little bit more comfortable than the CL Bulls. They are second in the entire Orange Conference, about, 6 games behind the Bears, but that still guarantees them, for the time being, a guaranteed playoff qualification spot. And sitting in second place, that is nothing to shake a stick at. 9-1 series record, 33-17 game record. That is terrifying, especially when you consider the team that they're going up against in the form of the Spectre. The Spectre are 3 positions off of the bottom of the Orange Conference, the complete opposite game record, 17-33, 2-8 series record. So things looking a little bit rough for the Spectre, especially when you consider the goal difference. Bulls are sitting at positive 22, Spectre negative 45. Fallen, we were talking before this game, the team outlook makes it look very one-sided, but when you compare the players that we're going to be seeing tonight, hopefully things look a little bit more even.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most talented players in terms of just quality of performance all season long so far on the field right now is Darth Otter for the Spectre, a 12 salary player. He is currently set at a 5.3 MVPR, has the most goals for his team at 41, scoring 2.1 on average per game, has really been the sort of key for the Spectre to pick up any of the series wins that they have done this season, and has really just been an outstanding player. On his opposite side, however, you've got a player like Kai, who, as an 11 salary, one of the lowest salaries side, a lower salary on the side of Academy League, with it being 10.5 all the way through to 12.5, he has been surprisingly talented. A 4.42 MVPR as we look to get game number 1 underway. I'll just continue real quick. Kai is a goal scorer above all else. He is very good offensively, and when compared to his teammate who is very good defensively, Chopper, it feels like this could easily be a series where one team dominates overall, only if the players turn up.
Kai and Choppa Singh for the Bulls AL squad going up against Jordak, a friend of the broadcast team, a steadfast member of the broadcast team, I should say, and Darth Otter for the Spectre in their familiar purple color. So as we get this game underway, first 30 seconds pass relatively without incident. Jordak around the head of one of the Bulls players in the form of Choppa. Kai kind of rotating through, looking to cause as much damage as he possibly could with the demo, but never really finding contact, so you can only assume was ready to just rotate all the way back, get boost, and throw himself back into the fray. Choppa, a great shot. Way to get the scoring started in game number 1.
I do love how tentative that first minute was until Chopper jumped quickly, got up there fast, immediately caught the Spectre out. They were allowing the Spectre to play that slow, very tentative, feeling out process style of play, and then immediately jump on a shot, getting the first goal, and setting the tone for what could be a very rough series for the Spectre as Jorak makes an amazing save at his far post.
Choppa Singh looking to take advantage of the bump coming from Kai. Choppa, what aggressive play here, especially from an ACAD team. Fallen, I desperately hope that both of these teams decide to be more aggressive, because especially, you know, we saw a couple choice demos throughout the first match tonight. Champion League. In ACAD, I feel like it's not necessarily a given that a lot of players know to be as physical. So I think if either of these teams is able to adopt that severely physical playstyle, I think they do very well in terms of gaining themselves an early advantage.
I don't think it's a lack of understanding how important demos can be in opening up a field. I think it's more in using them wisely. You can have players who just overcommit on demos and take themselves out of a rotation and can really screw up a team. But the Bulls so far, they've been like bulls in a china shop, with the pun completely intended there. They've been demo heavy, and right now they're looking to maybe find a second goal. Chopper will find the angle with a great pinch shot off the ground, and it's 2 goals to the good for the Bulls.
Kai had a great, simple, but beautifully executed backboard pass, and Choppa, quite simply, right place, right time. Beautifully put together, and a well-deserved 2-goal lead for the Bulls. Spectre needs to dig a little bit deeper.
Yeah, right now I feel like they need to find a way to get on offense. They've been sat in their own half for the majority of the opening half of this game. Chopper will find a third immediately off the kickoff. It feels like all of the momentum is with the Bulls right now, and there's very little that the Spectre can do.
Do you get discouraged this early on in Game 1? You haven't even hit halftime and you're down 3-0? Well, I guess maybe that's not fair to ask you directly, because everybody's got... well, seriously, though, like, everybody's got different mentalities and different ways that they approach this game. A solid team is not going to let themselves get down because they understand it's still early in the game and it's still very early in the series. You hope that that's the mental approach that the Spectre are capable of taking.
To continue on my point and my bad pun about Bulls and China shops, I have been informed by a very attentive viewer, otherwise known as Brober, that Mythbusters proved that Bulls and China shops are very considerate and don't actually break anything.
I saw that episode. He's 100% correct.
I can't believe that that is an actual thing that Mythbusters have done. Speaking of things I can't believe that have been done, the Bulls, I thought they were about to go 4-0 up. That would have been perfect.
I thought you were about to predict a goal and I was going to walk off of this stage.
You're not on a stage, you're in a chair.
Okay,
anyway.
well, oh, God.
Back to the gameplay. Darth Vader looking to bring this one forward for the Spectre, but he can't find a way past Chopper Singh, and that's sort of been the case for the majority of this early Game 1 here. They've just not been able to get it past the Bulls defenders, and they've been forced to just sit back and soak up pressure from some quality plays from the Bulls, who will then make it 4-0 with a quality play.
They can't stop scoring. I mean, a wonderful pass from Choppa, another backboard pass. Kai, again, right place, right time. Spectre don't seem to be able to deal with these passing plays, and I think the approach there is either, well, I mean, it's easy to say just get better at the game, but, you know, just work on reading those balls off the backboard, or to avoid having to do that entirely, get up on the backboard itself, stop the ball before it even gets a chance to bounce back out and become dangerous. If the Spectre take that approach, at the very least, they could cut down on, I don't know, maybe 50% of the goals scored, but that in itself won't help if they can't find the back of the net. They haven't scored a single time this entire match. They only have a single shot registered, and now they go 5 goals down with 37 seconds left. Game 1 is done and dusted. It's time to go back to the drawing board.
The same person that referenced the Bull in a China Shop episode actually has posted it in the broadcast server. I'm not even joking. Bro, but I love you, but I also hate you. Moving on to the gameplay, 5-0 to the Bulls. This has been a rampage from them. They are seeing red, but specifically not pottery, as the Spectre will look for a goal, but Kai, with an amazing diving save, will now pass to Chopper. Look to play demo. Chopper will get it over the top of Jordak. If ever a dagger in the heart, then that is it. What a play from the Bulls, and what a goal to make it 6-0.
Just the most deflating way to concede there. Jordak and Darth Otter did so well to work that passing play together, and then Kai just decides to be an absolute world beater and dives across that line at the very last second. I don't really blame Jordak and Darth Otter for being out of position because they kind of needed to throw everything they possibly had at that play for any attempt to get it to work. And Bulls countered, and they're going to walk that into the goal all day long. Bulls, from that Game 1 performance, seem like they're completely unstoppable. 3 times the amount of shots compared to the Spectre. And it's not even like the Spectre had a ton of saves and were pinned back in their half because they only have 1 apiece. Bulls just, they can't stop scoring. They're so brilliant at putting these shots on target and taking advantage of these positional errors from the Spectre. It's only Game 1, but I already feel like it's going to be an exhausting series for these Spectre boys.
Yeah, really, the Bulls have just been able to capitalize on mistakes. That's what they're very good at. They're able to apply enough pressure that they are forcing mistakes out of the Spectre, who have rarely even seen the opposite side of the field for the majority of this game. And when they do, they get 3 chances to put a ball in the back of the net. They can't find a single one because they're all saved by either Chopper or Kai. Yeah. It's been an incredible performance from the Bulls all around. They've been able to completely control the pace of the game, and when they've needed to, they've been able to outpace the Spectre on a consistent basis. There is very little that can be done to beat them right now. I honestly think this is their series to lose.
I hate to make such a bold prediction in, tied to an agreement, but I kind of agree right now, Fallen. I don't like calling things this early, but from what we saw from the Bulls in Game 1, it was such a severe outclassing, and I do genuinely don't mean to be talking down about the Spectre because we did see a few flashes of brilliance, but when you're going up against a 6-0 scoreline and a team that just cannot stop scoring, things are going to need to be, drastically reinvented from Jordak and Darth Otter. They're going to need to find a completely different approach to the way that they play Rocket League to even have a chance of coming up against this terrifying Bulls side.
Yeah, as Jordak will look to try and bring this one forward. The Spectre, they're starting to create chances, but they're not trusting each other. Is I think the problem when they're going forward. There isn't that same level of chemistry that we've seen with the Bulls. There's an opportunity, there's the pass. That is exactly what the chemistry they need to bring on a more consistent basis. A great pass from Darth Otter will tee that up, and Jordak will find the back of the net.
A great shot, too, tucking that in at the near post. Spectre, don't stop scoring. Keep doing this. Pin the Bulls back in their own half. Do exactly what they were doing to you. Just, maybe the placement doesn't need to be brilliant. Just put shots on target. You're going to force the Bulls players to start second-guessing themselves and adopt a more cautious approach to how they work on defense. And if you're consistent with that, then you're going to get more offensive opportunities. Unfortunately, you have people of the quality of Choppa Singh who are able to put balls in the back of the net completely solo, just like that one.
That
I know. I feel the same way.
I'm sitting back. I've sat back. I've put my hands in my pockets, and I'm like, that just was a destruction on levels we can't even imagine. That is a mentality-breaking goal, especially after you finally score your first one. You think, yay, we've got some momentum. Okay, we're both back on defense. All I've got to do is put my car in front of the ball, and then it goes under you. It's the worst place for the ball to go if you've jumped for it as a defender, or even as a defender in general, even if you haven't jumped for it. The ball goes under you, you feel like you've really done goofed because you've been outplayed a million times. However, I feel like the Bulls just outplayed themselves there in the midfield, as Darth Otter will find the back of the net.
From Kai inexplicably jumping in midfield, maybe just misjudged the trajectory of the ball and landed right next to Choppa, so caused, in a way, a sort of inadvertent double commit. And, I mean, you're not going to miss one from that far out, even at the Academy League level. And well, Choppa now almost instantly going to make up for that error and tie things back up at 2-2.
all by himself. The pre-flip off the wall and to find the back of the net. We're all worrying about hashtag Free Sleep. Can we get a hashtag Player of the Week, please? That was an absolutely beautiful goal, and it deserves to be clipped. That was an incredible goal.
Darth Otter trying to do the impossible there, but Choppa, right place, right time. Oh, a great shot there, Kai. Upside down. Fallen. I keep every single time I'm watching these kind of, lower half leagues in MLE play, I am absolutely gobsmacked at what these players are capable of pulling off, because half of it, I'm a very bad Master League player, and I'm not capable of 3/4 of this stuff, and it's so inspirational to watch players who are at this league, or at this rank level rather, be able to pull off just the technical wizardry that they're capable of. And I think it's very much a testament to the good that being in a very positive, non-toxic, competitive, friendly environment, all the good that kind of an environment can do. And the fact that these players are able to pull this stuff off is just, I sound like a broken record. It's inspiring. Almost had an inspiration-worthy goal there from Darth Otter, but just being betrayed by that crossbar. If only the woodwork was about six pixels wider on every dimension, we'd have much higher scoring games. What a shot from Kai.
Honestly, I feel like the posts are either your best friend or your worst enemy, and right now, they are the worst enemy of the Spectre, because that one was just a little bit too far out and just allowed that one to slowly roll in on the far post as Kai immediately puts the balls ahead. They have the momentum again. We could be about to see a repeat if they get any more goals.
Jordak looking for the clearance. Choppa. Self-pass off of that sidewalk. Can't find contact, and Darth Otter, I believe that is destined for the back of the net. Yes, it is. Just before that 90-second mark, it's back tied 3-3. Actually, exactly that 90-second mark.
Yeah, well, 90 seconds on stream. For us in game, it still says
exactly,
1 minute 31.
I had to do the double take.
Yeah, you just have to make certain, because we go in seconds, I believe, in the MLE stream. It looks really fancy. I'm very proud of the overlay that our broadcast team have put together. Oh my lord, Kai, don't do that to me like that. Here comes Choppa. Got a bit of room. We'll go up for it. Kai will look for the pump onto Jordak, who will still save it. That was an incredible save to make. Somehow keeping that one out under all that pressure to keep the game at 3-3. Minute 5 to go. Can the Spectre find a 4th goal and take game 2 against the run of play?
Yes, I just need them to do that. Because they 3 goals now they've looked so much better compared to game 1. You'd hope, with game 1 being that 6-0 scoreline. Darth Otter getting this break here off of that pinch, just running along that sidewall, but Choppa will be there, slams it off the ceiling, getting the bump, buying a little bit of time, but Jordak, an ill-advised challenge there. Darth Otter, desperate touch there, and now that iffy challenge from Jordak actually wound up setting him up in a wonderful position to take advantage of that challenge win. This ball just bouncing all over creation. No, Darth Otter missing contact. Kai will not miss this any given day of the week. It's 4-3 to the Bulls. And, I mean, talk about a way to take the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, it's a game of mistakes right about now, and the Bulls are just making fewer. The Spectre, they had the momentum, they had the pressure, but one mistake will kill any of that. A great kickoff, though, will go in favor of Jordak. We'll look for the pass down to Darth Otter, who's facing the wrong way. He'll get a good 50, though, to keep this one alive. 10 seconds left on the clock. Everything's still to play for here. Can the Bulls hold on, or will the Spectre take this one to overtime? They need to get a goal, and that...
It was on target, Fallen. It was on target. It was rolling along the ground.
1 second. That's all it would take. 1 more second, and it was a goal. And we were going to game 2 overtime against the odds. But
Spectre.
the Bulls.
I'm sorry. Continue. I was about to yell at the Spectre for disappointing me.
I was going to say the Bulls. That is all it is. Because at the end of the day, it's the Bulls. They won that game.
They very much did. Spectre proving that they have the capability to hang with a team that has an automatic qualification berth. it just they need to show it consistently throughout the entire game. And we saw, again, sounded like a broken record, but we saw flashes of brilliance for them. They got 3 goals compared to the 0 in game 1, so clearly they have it in them. It's just the consistency, and Rocket League is one of the hardest games to maintain consistency in, so I don't blame them for having, these spotty performances. Look at the points total. Both Spectre players had over 550. Neither of the Bulls players broke, I think, 470-ish, like that. I know points aren't everything, but at the very least, it's a half-decent indicator of how much contribution you're making to the play. The Spectre were all over the gaff, and they still were not able to put it away. It's there. It's on the tip of their tongue. If they can just, find 2 more goals throughout the run of play, that's a great way to start it off. They definitely still have a shot of bringing home the series victory.
I would like to state that I am now fully in support of the Bulls taking this in a 5-0 sweep.
Okay, I'm going to need a reasoning.
Kunix, the GM, is in chat and has stated, and I quote, "We must keep Sleegy imprisoned." Smiley face.
Hashtag Free Sleek, ladies and gentlemen.
Hashtag Free Sleek.
That's all I have to say.
Please donate your points to the point waster currently in the channel points section of the MLE Esports GG stream. Get us those points. Get us a freed Sleek, because I feel like Sleek deserves to be free. But now, as we look towards game number 3, Kunix, your boys almost just scored a goal, but they can't seem to find a way past this Bulls defense for the moment. Now an opportunity for Chopper. He's going for a ceiling shot. Comes off. He gets the touch. That's on target. Darth Otter with a great save, and Jordak with the counter-attack goal. The Spectre lead 2-0.
What an attempt. What an attempt from Choppa. Jordak, we touched on what we were talking about earlier tonight, the ability to simply put the ball on target. Jordak could have slammed that as hard as he possibly could upfield just to get it out of danger, but he recognized that it was a wide open goal mouth and took advantage of that situation because he had the mechanical ability to do so. Well done to Jordak. And he has single-handedly given Spectre this 2-goal lead now, and things are looking very, very good for them. I hope that we do see a mirror image of last series where they're able to take Game 3 and maybe shift the momentum a little bit. But Choppa from the Bulls trying to make the job there just a little bit harder.
Not to rag on Kunix a little bit, he did mention in chat before he brought up that he was trying to imprison our boy Sleek, who we need to free. He stated, and I quote, "Reverse sweep attempt number 2."
That's true. It could happen.
It could happen. We've already seen one slightly unsuccessful reverse sweep attempt. They did drop the CL match at 3-2. Another opportunity there for Darth Otter to tee up Jordak, but Jordak with just a little bit too slow. Chopper off the ceiling, gets the touch, goes in front for the bump. Kai touches that one to the far post. Probably could have left it. I think that was on target, and the Bulls will not find an equalizer just yet.
Darth Otter, waiting patiently for that strong clearance. Kai should pick this up. Will lose possession, though. Jordak has it. One touch to get it out of the way. Darth Otter getting this one. It is wide open, but the Bulls cannot direct it on target. There is a perfect example of the counterpoint to what we were talking about. Jordak 0 boost, so we'll have to wait for a teammate to take over. Teammate, of course, in the form of Darth Otter. Looking to do this all by himself. Gets the flick. Makes good contact. Jordak, a great pass over to Darth Otter. Wins the 50 at that far post. Excellently done. 3-1 to the Spectre.
Darth Otter. We are making sure that we pronounce that correctly because of Darth Otter being another name we could easily throw out there. But what a play from the Spectre. Pass, goal. Tiki-taka style. Rocket League gameplay. It's something that we see a lot in real life soccer. It's a style of play where you pass the ball around a lot. You can see it if any of you do watch soccer. You have Barcelona, one of the best just overall style of plays that has ever come out of Spain. My apologies, and out of the Iberian Peninsula in terms of playstyle, and it's something that we're seeing a lot in Rocket League, that passing style of play favored by slightly less mechanically gifted players, just to open up the defense and break them away and keep them in a positive situation where they're going 2v1s, taking players out of the way and out of the situations. And really, the Spectre are using it well here.
Passing is gorgeous. I always want to see it more in Rocket League. Darth Otter looking for this clearance off of his own back wall. Handing it to Choppa. This one's back into the middle, but Jordak will not be beaten at that near post. Bouncing down. Jordak leaves it to Darth Otter to clear. May have been better suited to go up, predicting that pass. Maybe some communications confidence would have helped there, but I'm not in that Discord call. Maybe it did come out, and just a little bit of miscommunication there. A shot, oh, beautifully placed by Kai from downtown, bringing the Bulls back within one.
Kai, who's been shooting impeccably all game long, and all series long, my apologies. Let's not discredit the first two games, and sends that one home from all the way from the midway line. It was a beautifully placed shot over the top of Darth Otter, who just couldn't get there in time to keep that one away. And now the Bulls only require one, but a missed clear on the backboard could have led to a Spectre immediately re-widening that lead.
Jordak and Kai waiting for this one to come down. Kai waited a bit too long. This one sent very, very long down to the Spectre side of the field. Darth Otter, half decent clear. Still has a chance to challenge it a second time and will make that attempt. Well done, pinched off of the opposition. Kai, a little bit of confusion between him and Choppa. This one sent into the corner now. Jordak will look to get the pass over to Darth Otter, who is waiting for this one, but Kai, that backboard defense, we were talking about this before, so brilliantly done. Don't give the ball a chance to become dangerous. Get to it before it makes that rebound. And beautifully done by Kai. And now the final 20 seconds or so tick down. Spectre hanging on to this very, very narrow lead. Choppa, brilliant pass over to Kai. They tie it back up.
It's exactly what I thought was going to happen as soon as I saw Choppa turn for that on the wall. Able to get it over one, clearing the room again. Tiki-taka style of play. It works so well. I don't think I have seen a better style of play for Academy League. Like, there's name two things that got to get it better than that. The Spectre not winning this game 3, or Tiki-taka. I've just given up on that one sentence. It sort of got away from me, I'll be honest with you. We're going to go to overtime. Game 3 at 3-3.
We are indeed. Let me save you, my friend.
Thank you.
3-3. Game 3. Bulls are a single goal away from nabbing the series, and then giving themselves a chance to sweep. Jordak cursing the Rocket League gods with that rebound off the inside of the post. They won't be punished for it, though, and now all of a sudden Jordak backflipping there. Choppa's still in a dangerous position, but Jordak cuts it out. This one's high off that side wall. Jordak sends it long. Choppa catching that risky decision, but paid off for him in the end. This one out. Kai, a great clearance. Jordak, no, he can't make contact in the midfield. Flipped a little bit too early. I don't blame him. I definitely would have been panicking in that situation. 36 seconds is all it took in Game 3 to find the game and series winner.
Yeah, and really, what else could you have expected? The Bulls, again, putting on a showcase of just good offensive plays, good offensive tactics, and somehow staying sturdy enough on defense to get the job done when they need to. They may have gotten a little lucky there at the beginning of that overtime with Jordak's shot just not being favored by the gods today, but overall, a great series so far from the Bulls, and we've still got 2 more games to go.
Jordak, I love you, and I know that you're not a very loud, animated person. I would love to have been in that Discord call when that ball bounced off of the inside of the bar. Is it just a sigh? Is it just a, oh man, is it, or is it a scream at the top of the lungs? I don't know. We are not privy to those conversations, but gosh darn, I wish we were. Jordak definitely putting the team on his back in terms of offensive contribution. 6 shots to Darth Otter's 1, compared to the Bulls splitting 6 shots evenly 3-3. I don't know if that necessarily signifies something that needs to change. Maybe the Spectre need to put in a little bit more of an even contribution to be less of a lopsided threat per se, or I don't know. Maybe it's just the consistency again letting them down. You tell me, my friend. I feel like you're slightly better qualified.
I feel like the Spectre have just been giving up too much room to the Bulls, and they've just been allowing them to play their own game, and they've been playing reactionary. It's something that we saw the Bulls CL roster do a little bit. They were able to play reactionary to the Spectre's CL team, but it's not something you can really do in Academy League. You're supposed to be... these are players that aren't necessarily the greatest at reading everything, and you're not going to be able to play fully reactionary because you're still developing as a player. You're still not at the same quality as the players above you.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
What a flick. What a flick. What league are we watching right now? Choppa, thank you very much. I needed that correction. Choppa admittedly did have all the time in the world, but used it perfectly. Perfect flick, perfect placement, bar down, 1-0 Bulls.
And right now, regardless of what the Spectre do for the rest of this series, even if they take the next 2 games, the Bulls move to a 10-1 series record.
Terrifying.
That is horrific to play against. How do you cope against what is arguably one of the best teams in Academy League? And to think, this isn't even their strongest roster. We've got players on this team that aren't playing today. Guys, I believe, if I'm getting the names right, like Madness, like Orange Fishy Glue, who have also had brilliant seasons. These aren't the 2 strongest players. Maybe you could make the case that Chopper is one of them, alongside Madness, but these players have been doing an amazing job at just carrying the burden of knowing you've got a very strong A roster and just as strong a depth in this roster. It's one of the best teams for a reason, and now they're looking to double up their lead.
Darth Otter looking for the clear. Pinch off of Choppa, so clear doesn't get too far. Double commit there, but Kai commands possession for the time being. Sent very long, but Choppa, decent position. Oh, a great 50 from Jordak. Keeps it in the Bulls half for now. Choppa looking for this clearance. Darth Otter looking to disrupt that. Jordak and Darth Otter, I think, would be served well just to get in the faces of the Bulls players a little bit more. Disrupt them, upset how comfortable they've started to get on the ball. And, I don't know, just a small thing that you could change that may lead to a little bit more success in terms of getting more offensive opportunities. Jordak misjudging that challenge and leaving a completely open road for Kai to sneak this one in.
Yeah, Jordak just hitting the brakes a little too early there. If he'd have just let the car roll up, he would have gotten the touchdown on the wall and kept it in the corner. He apologizes to his teammate in chat. Don't apologize for making a mistake, because it's how we learn as Rocket League players, is by making those mistakes and then coming back stronger the next series. And right now, the Spectre, they've got to be thinking that they have to come back a little stronger, as Kai will make it 3-0. An absolutely beautiful goal. I believe he demoed the goalkeeper just to be on the safe side.
Just in case. Just in case the ball wasn't making...
He did.
He did.
He did.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. I mean, Bulls, if anything, demonstrating the perfect way to rob a team of any enthusiasm and hope that they had in success. The Bulls are just non-stop. They're a suffocating team to play against. And yes, many of the games that we've seen tonight from this series, as the Bulls manage their 4th goal, have been only 1-goal differences, but you feel like at the very least the Bulls had the mental and mechanical edge, and I think I think all of that is finally bubbling to the surface here. 4 unanswered goals for the Bulls in Game 4. It's looking rough.
This is sort of the same performance we saw in game number 1, except I feel like the Bulls have dialed it up to 11 now. It's not the fact that the Spectre maybe aren't as hot coming into this series. I think it's now the fact that the Bulls, they finally achieved that level of play that they know they can. They are playing so cohesive, so mechanically consistent, and able to just be able to read the play better than the Spectre. they've just been so much more consistent, so much more confident with their touches, and they've not been making those mistakes that have haunted the Spectre, pun intended, throughout this series. I will say pun intended after every single one of those, because it is fully deserved. All of my puns are brilliant. But speaking of brilliant things, the chat have mentioned something to me, and I didn't even realize it. Is there a person in your household behind you, Leechy?
There is indeed. She's my lovely wife. She's enjoying a TV show and looking to do her best to not be disturbed by me screaming into a microphone. So we're going to quickly focus back on the broadcast. Kai almost gets a ridiculous double tap, styling on the Spectre players at this point. Jordak can't quite beat Choppa. Gets a great 50. Choppa now controlling this, sending it out across to the other side of the field. This one's up. We'll just kind of cede possession over to the Spectre. And you feel like it was the right thing to do because a chance like that just developed out of nowhere. 5-0.
So Jordak looks for the pass back here, and Choppa read it. There have been moral breakers. Like, there have been, like, complete morale breakers in terms of plays. We've seen them time and time again, where a player is able to completely read a play, and it feels like it's just, they're breaking the axles. A bit like what Jordak just did to Kai, just breaking the axles. He is very happy with that goal.
More of that. Look, it hands it off of the nose of his car, gives just enough space to make that flip look like a fake, and I'm sure it was. Oh, Jordak, guys, more of that. That is the exact kind of technical wizardry I want to see. You're capable of it. Just bring it out more often.
Yeah, now, immediately, Choppa will shut that down. He gets his hat-trick for the game. Oh, my lord, the Bulls, they don't rest.
Well, we know you're going to be saying it in chat, so let's just get it out of the way. 37 seconds to pull the Brazil off. Bulls, Choppa Singh, and Kai definitely will be trying their absolute hardest. Kai, a strong bang off of that side wall. Choppa trying to catch up with it. Won't get there before Jordak. Jordak shepherds it to safety all the way into the Bulls' corner, in fact. Here's an opportunity, but Choppa sending it very, very wide out to that left side. Kai losing possession. 0 boost here. Jordak, picking up the full and then immediately being deleted off that field. So it was all for naught, per se. Darth Otter still maintaining possession. Choppa sending it long, giving Jordak an opportunity to shoot, but it won't be on target. You feel like they're going to try to keep it up to give themselves the chance at the Brazil. Jordak gets in the way of those plans. It's fine. They'll take a 6-1 victory. Bulls take game 4 and are now a single game away from a full 5-game sweep. I would be I am terrified, and I'm not even playing, so.
Yeah. I don't know what the Spectre can do. I'll be honest with you. You could say, cut out the mistakes. You could say, try and open more offensive routes. But we've seen them try that, and they haven't come away with those game wins in Game 2 and 3 when it mattered, when the series was on the line. Now they are staring down the barrel of a sweep. The most humiliating thing to receive, especially on an MLE stream, is a sweep. And I may have called it at the beginning, when in Game 3, when Kunix typed in chat to keep Sleek contained. All memes aside, they have struggled to get into this series. They have been trying their desperate best. They've been doing amazing things. Jordak's goal there to get to 6-1. It proof of that. They can play well. It just feels like when the time is sort of the essence, the Bulls get the job done. And they have been so consistent in getting the job done throughout this series. And now, coming into Game 5, I can't see any other result than a Bulls 5-0.
In these situations, it's easy for someone to look down, at a bird's eye view with the view that we are so privileged to have as casters, and recommend what people should do to change to stop the bleeding, per se. But we are not in these positions. We don't have the weight on our minds that is going on, the same weight that these players have to deal with. So I honestly, at this point, my basic recommendation is just to go back to basics. Kai is going to walk this in. Goal number 1 for game number 5, 20-odd seconds in. Go back to basics. focus on solid communication so that you know exactly where your teammates are, and be actually, let me reword that. Be passive, but responsibly passive, because if you have a team like the Bulls that are so good at capitalizing on mistakes, don't give them excuses to do so. Don't rush into challenges where there is even a shred of doubt whether or not you're going to come away from it. Take the time, double back, get yourself in a decent position to save a shot or an oncoming dribble play. Again, communicate with your teammate that that's exactly what you plan on doing, and just hope that that is enough to, like I said, stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I feel like that first goal came off of two simple errors. First one being Jordak pushing up. Darth Otto had already committed, and Jordak was the last man back, needed to be a little bit more patient with that. But the second one was less an error from them and more just a quality of play difference. Kai was just quicker to the ball. Jordak had the ball coming towards him and just couldn't get there first. There's another opportunity where they could have had the goal, but they couldn't get there first. Jordak not able to beat Chopper to the ball, and Darth Otto not able to get that shot past Kai. Now an opportunity, they will get there first, and they will get their first of game number 5.
Brilliantly put away here. That self-pass, kind of a demi-pinch off that wall. Kai, I think, was just caught by surprise at how perfectly it fell for Darth Otter. And Spectre tie it back up. Stem the bleeding, guys. Focus on the basics. Communicate, rotate properly. Don't dive into any rash challenges. And you guys have a true shot at pulling at least a game out of this series as Jordak looks to make it 2-1.
Yeah, and now as the Bulls, they start to mount that pressure. Getting the touch there from Kai. He just rotates out after taking the boost. Gets demoed by Jordak. That's a good bit of play there. Getting aggressive. And immediately is repaid in favor by Chopper onto Darth Otter. It feels like every step forward, they're getting sent 3 steps back by the Bulls, who will now go 2-1 up off of a double commit there in the midfield and an overcommit from the Spectre.
Darth Otter, I feel like, needed to do a slightly better job recognizing that he was very much the only player back. Jordak had missed on a challenge and was going to take a very long time to rotate back into position, and yet Darth Otter still went for that very low percentage challenge. Didn't pay off, and the Bulls walk it into the back of the net. Those are the exact kind of challenges that need to be avoided, and avoidance of those can be aided, again, by good communication. Tell your teammate that you missed the challenge, that you're not going to be back, and just to play it cautious, and hopefully that gets through to your teammate enough to where you can be purchased a little bit of safety and time to rotate back.
Look, I understand that the Spectre need to go aggressive at this point. They need to try and find goals, and I know that's playing on their minds. They want to find goals, they want to get themselves back into this game, but they can't do it at the expense of their own defense. There's a mistake, though, an uncharacteristic one from the Bulls, will lead to an opportunity, but a great recovery and great defensive touch from Kai will keep out Jordak's shot. Here's another opportunity for Darth Otter. Will find the back of the net off the backboard. Will send this one 2-2, minute 55 remaining.
Gorgeous. Yet another one of those backboard self-passes. Spectre have been having it done to them by the Bulls all night long. Guess what? Try it yourself, and it works out very, very often. Well put away, just under 2 minutes left. It's 2-2. Fallen, do the Spectre have it in them, or are, like we've seen all throughout tonight, are the Bulls just going to put the kibosh on this game?
Yeah, now as we look to see the Bulls try and get another goal here, I mean, we know they can. Here comes Kai. Oh, he almost got it. I thought that was it. I thought I was calling it. But maybe one day the Fallen Curse will turn into the Fallen Bless.
Ooh, blessing. Gift.
The blessing. The Fallen Gift. Fallen's gift. It was $530 through a GoFundMe. That was a gift to me. That was the last time we casted together, actually.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
It feels like it. It feels like a whole month. Either way.
Rocket League.
Rocket League. Chopper. We're going to send this one forward. Can't get past Jordak. A good defensive touch there, but no follow through at first, forcing the Bulls to try and wait. And the Bulls making an uncharacteristic mistake on defense, but Chopper there on the save. to keep it out. It feels like Kai is sort of loosened up a little bit. It's weakened his gameplay, but Chopper is still playing at the same level he always has and will not let a shot get past him.
A great challenge by Darth Otter in the midfield there, giving Jordak time to spawn, assess the situation, and figure out where he needed to be positioning-wise. What a stop there. Darth Otter and Choppa now facing off in the corner. This one's dangerous, and Kai won't get a touch, but it doesn't matter because it was destined to cross the line regardless. Choppa Singh taking goal number 3.
That is an angle and a half to find. We saw one earlier, I believe, from the Bulls on the Spectre. Same shot, different side of the field, where they found an incredible angle and they put it home. Now, that goal could decide the fate of this series in if it's going to go to overtime or if it's going to be 5-0 before we even get there. Chopper looking for another one, can't find a way past the near post. Kai will pass it to the middle, and Chopper will secure the 5-0 sweep. 4-2 to go, 4-2, 11 seconds. I think this one's all but over.
I do as well. I was about to joke that you are going to feel so much pain if they manage to bring it back, but honestly, and I mean this in the kindest way possible, I really haven't seen much from the Spectre going all the way throughout this series as they lose possession here and get scored on one more time. I haven't seen enough from them that shows that they're capable of that drastic of a comeback. And now it is all done and dusted. Ladies and gentlemen, a sweep here on the Spectre going to the Bulls. A 5-0 win will taste so sweet.
And the Bulls will then extend their games won percentage over the Spectre. They go 8-2 here tonight on stream. A great series result here in Academy League. That's exactly what they wanted coming in, and they further their lead at the top of their division and look to close the gap to the top of the conference. They may even end up there if results go in their favor.
Coming into this weekend, they were only, like I said earlier, 6 games behind the Bears at the top of their conference. They're now, depending on the Bears' results, they're now 1 game away. So they're a single game away, going into next week, of giving themselves the best possible seed for playoffs that you can have. So very well won from the Bulls. This generation of the Spectre roster in terms of Academy League versus Champion League didn't quite have as much gumption, chutzpah per se, compared to their CL brethren. They did everything they possibly could, but the Bulls were just absolutely relentless.
Yeah, and specifically, big credit going out to Kai, who was, again, the underrated MVP coming into this game and just came out looking so strong, was so consistent on that defensive side of things to keep the goals scored from the Spectre to a minimum, and then to create opportunities for Chopper, who, again, had another blistering offensive game here. Both players having an amazing series and just taking the sword to the Spectre. They exercised the demons and they took a 5-0 sweep.
Very nice. Bulls 5-0 sweep. It wouldn't be a job with you without wordplay like that.
Of course.
Bulls with that 5-game sweep over the Spectre in the Academy League. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more rip-roaring series for you on this channel. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of this break, those matches will be brought to you. But first, take a look at these clips that won Play of the Week in Minor League Esports week number 7.